What's up, everybody? It's another episode of NFL Turf Talk right here on DSM Media. Just like every episode of Turf Talk, I am accompanied here by my co host, Dylan Davis. If you're not already following Dylan Davis, make sure you follow him at DylanJD98 on Twitter. Follow myself, Scotty, at Scotty Drowned on Twitter. Excuse me. Should know my own tag there. And of course, make sure you're following DSM Media at DSM_media. Today, we're going to get into a little bit of everything. Obviously, we'll spend some time on the Eagles and Cowboys game tonight. We don't know much about what's going to happen with that, but we'll talk some generic talk there. And then, of course, we'll talk about the Chiefs and the Broncos matchup. The Chiefs are still playing for that 1 seed, so they will play their starters a little bit. We'll get into that. And then we'll just take a general look around the playoff picture. But first, I think we want to go over a few things that might be a little exciting for our Eagles fans out there. Dylan, do you want me to go through the slides here, or do you want to?
Yeah, man, we can both we can tag team it here, guys. So if you are not already, head on over, like Scotty said, to at DSM_media on Twitter. We are doing a major Eagles giveaway to celebrate them making the playoffs, celebrate this successful season they've had. And we want to get back to you guys. We want to get back to the people who tune into our content, like our content, engage with us, share our stuff. Because obviously without the viewers, Scotty, we just be talking to ourselves over here. So
exactly
all you have to do, it's not that difficult, guys. All you have to do for a chance to be entered to win one of 4 different packages is just follow us on different social media platforms. So for this one that you see on your screen right here, this is our TikTok giveaway. We are trying to grow on TikTok. And so for that, we are giving away a black Devontae Smith jersey. It is men's large. Obviously, if you are the selected winner and it is not a men's large, I can see what I can do to try to, if you are not a men's large, I can try to adjust it. If not, maybe you got a cousin, a nephew, a brother, something that would like a Devontae Smith jersey, as well as a Devontae Smith framed picture. That's one package together. All you have to do is follow us on TikTok at DSM Media, comment the hashtag do something major, and like that video that we have already posted on our TikTok.
Yes, sir.
It's that simple, guys. There's no paying for a subscription. There's no nothing. You get a chance to win that great package. And it's our number 1 package, Scotty. Why? Because it's Devontae Smith.
It's Devontae Smith. Everybody loves Devontae Smith. I got my Devontae Smith jersey on today.
Yeah.
He's 37 yards away from breaking the Eagles rookie receiving record, Deshaun Jackson's record there. My recommendation, if the jersey doesn't fit, if it does fit, I would think about, trying to get it signed, get that plaque signed, and get that up on your wall.
Do whatever you want. Exactly. Frame it, put it up in the wall. Like
that would be my recommendation. But we got another giveaway going on right here for YouTube. So if you just simply subscribe to DSM Media on YouTube, comment, do something major on the video, and this can be any video. We'll find it. Comment, do something major on the video. Let us know you subscribed, and of course, like that video, and we will get you entered in for a drawing for a.
By the way, Scotty.
Yes.
By the way, a YouTube subscription and comment is 2 entries.
You are correct. You are correct. So if you subscribe, it actually gives you 2 entries to win this 2021 Eagles playoff t-shirt. And why not? This is a pretty special year. We didn't expect this to happen. You get this t-shirt, even down the line, you can look back, say, hey, this was Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts' first year together. They took us straight to the playoffs, got 9-10 wins, whatever it ends up being after tonight. And it's just a good way to remember this season, because who knows? This could be the start of something special. We don't know yet. So definitely make sure you subscribe to DSM Media on YouTube. You definitely will love the reward there. And then the final giveaway.
Man. Listen, I know that the number 1 package is the picture and the jersey. Obviously, like that sticks out the most. But this one here for Twitter might be my favorite one, guys. So head on over, like I said, to at DSM_media on Twitter. Follow us. Retweet the post that we have up. It's tagged on it's pinned to the top of our page on Twitter, and comment or quote tweet hashtag do something major. Now, that's not one gift. That's not one package. They're separate packages, but we're going to be doing 2 winners on Twitter. It's a Brian Dawkins, Mitchell, and Ness tie-dye t-shirt. It's got like the black and white kind of tie-dye. Picked one up for myself as well. And then we are doing a Randall Cunningham white and green tie-dye Mitchell and Ness t-shirt as well. They are both, again, men's larges. If you're not a men's large, I can see what I can do to adjust it for you. If not, again, maybe you got a family member, a friend. Maybe you want to frame it just to have it. I don't know, but that's the size we chose because I feel like that's the most, well, the most generic size, Scotty. That's a
the average size, I would say.
Right. So yeah, guys, it's that simple. And if you don't know how to find us, if you can't find our tags on YouTube, searching us, or on TikTok, just head over to our Twitter. The link tree's in our bio, and you can find us on every social media platform available. So click the link tree. You'll find our TikTok link. You'll find our YouTube link, and it'll send you right there. It's really, really that simple.
Yeah. And I think another thing to note before we move on from the giveaway opportunity here is that you can get involved in all 3. It's not,
right. Yeah. No, for
follow
sure.
on Twitter, you can get multiple entries on all of these. So just make sure if you love all this gear, if you're an Eagles fan, I'm sure you do. This is awesome stuff.
Right. You technically have a chance to win every package if you were to follow the steps for all 3. So your name could get chosen. It's random. It's a random selection. Obviously, we'll be doing the I'm sure we'll go live for 5 to 10 minutes next Friday with the wheel on the screen to see who wins each package. But yeah, guys, it's not strictly one and done. If you're on all social media platforms, as a lot of people are, do it for everyone. Again, YouTube is 2 entries, so you'll have a good chance to win one of these prizes if you do it on more than one social media platform.
Yeah, so definitely follow DSM Media on all platforms, and you will be rewarded. With that being said, let's get into some NFL Week 18 football. Where do you want to start today, Dylan? Because we can start pretty much anywhere. We could start with the Eagles and Cowboys. I know we're going to talk the most about that.
Mm-hmm.
I got all the teams that clinched the playoff spot already written down here. I got a bunch of scenarios of who can move where based on what. So we can definitely go over that. And then, of course, the Chiefs and Broncos, will briefly touch on that.
So I guess before we get into either of today's games, we should just go over the current playoff picture.
Yeah.
What's locked in, what can change over the next 2 days or so, just to kind of get a grasp on what can happen today. Obviously, the Cowboys and Eagles game, not a lot of movement can go on. The Cowboys can slide anywhere from 2 to 4. Eagles could possibly move up to 6 if they were to win and San Fran loses tomorrow. And the Chiefs, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, are still fighting for that number 1 seed. Yeah. Just tell the people what the playoff picture is looking like right now.
Yeah, of course. So as of right now in the NFC, we have 6 teams that have clinched, including our Philadelphia Eagles, of course. Along with the Eagles, we have the Packers that have also clinched the number 1 seed. We have the Rams at the number 2 seed currently, the Bucks at the number 3 seed currently, and then we have the Cowboys at the 4 seed currently, followed by the Cardinals locked in at the 5 seed. Now, when I say locked in, I shouldn't say locked in at the 5 seed. The Cardinals still can win their division, so they still can reach that number 2 seed there, as high as the number 2 seed with multiple things happening today. But those 6 teams, the 49ers are the only team in the playoff picture right now that have not clinched in the NFC. As far as the AFC, we have 5 teams that have clinched. The Colts and the Chargers are the only 2 in the playoff picture that haven't. The Pats, Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, and Tennessee Titans have all clinched. The Chiefs, as we will talk about later, are going to play their starters today. I don't know how long that will be. Obviously, if they blow them out early, maybe they can sit those guys a big part of the game. But they're still playing for that 1 seed. And if the Titans were to lose to the Houston Texans, then the Chiefs could move up in front of the Titans there. As far as just different scenarios, when we're looking at the NFC, the Saints will clinch with a win. And a 49ers loss to the Rams, I should say that. 49ers clinch with a win over the Rams or a Saints loss. The Cardinals will clinch the NFC West with a win and Rams loss to the 49ers. The Rams, vice versa, clinch the NFC West with Cardinals loss or a win over the 49ers. In the AFC, the Ravens can clinch with a win plus a Colts loss to Jags plus a Chargers loss to Las Vegas and a Miami loss.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
Right. Yeah, keep dreaming. That's a good way to put it. The Colts clinch with a win over Jacksonville.
Yeah. Don't even get to the crazy scenario that a lot of people are, for some reason, hoping to see in the 4:00 slate.
Which one?
That being that the Chargers and Raiders can both make the playoffs. If the Colts lose to the Jaguars at 1:00, and they could technically both tie, kneel the whole game and get in. I don't know why people even people are like, I really want to see it. No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
No, you don't.
That's not going to be.
You're not going to watch it. You're going to watch it for 35 seconds and turn it off. Like that joke would run out really quickly.
They have no reason to do that.
Exactly. And not to mention, like the NFL would have, even if those two teams wanted to do so, I don't know what the NFL could do, but I'm assuming they'd step in. Like that's their product on the field. Yeah. They're not going to allow both teams to just forfeit the game and kneel out the entire 4 quarters.
No, not at all. No. And who the hell wants to see that? And
I know it's a running joke. Like I know not everyone, but like I got people. Someone texted me the other day. They're like, "Yo, what do you think? Like the odds are this can happen?" I'm like, "Why are you even asking me? Why?" Like unless you're trying to.
What are the odds though?
Unless you're trying to put money on a tie, then I don't know.
No, I'm good on the ties. Las Vegas can clinch with a win or tie plus a Colts loss or a Colts loss plus a Pittsburgh loss. The Chargers can clinch with a win or a tie, and then Pittsburgh can clinch with a win plus Colts loss plus Chargers and Las Vegas no tie. So as long as there's a win or a loss in that game, they would make it.
Listen, we're going to talk about this tomorrow because obviously that's the Sunday slate. But my man, CW, I don't foresee it happening. I don't see a 1% chance that Jacksonville wins that game. But do not lose that game, brother.
Do not.
Because everyone who has the slightest issue with you, any Twitter troll, any social media, any national television people, any reporters that don't like you, your career may be unsalvageable, Scotty. Like that would be it. If he choked away a playoff appearance because he lost to the Jags in week 18, I don't see it happening at all. I'd put a lot of money on the Colts winning that game. I don't know. I think it is.
I've heard some crazy thing like they've lost 5 straight in Jacksonville, and he better not. I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't. Even if they just handed the ball off to Jonathan Taylor 40 times, they should win that football game. I mean,
let me see.
The Jags will beat themselves. You know, as long as the Colts, as long as Carson Wentz doesn't beat himself, they'll be fine.
In Jacksonville. The Colts are 15-point favorites.
Okay.
And as I'm looking around here, the Bills are 16-point favorites, so they're the largest favorite of the day, but it's the Colts right behind them, second largest favorite of the day. Do not lose that game, bro, because I won't be able to defend it anymore. As much as I liked you, I can't. Oh, that's it. Conversation over.
And it would float over to Philadelphia Twitter. It would be all over.
Jalen Hurts.
Talk about
we make the playoffs with Jalen Hurts, and he goes to that Indy team with Jonathan Taylor as an MVP.
We'll be counting Jalen Hurts snaps in the game to make sure that he gets more snaps than Carson Wentz got in the playoffs. And you'll see it go up on Twitter immediately, I guarantee you. It's amazing. And that's one thing I'll throw out there. It's ridiculous how in love Philadelphia Twitter is still with Carson Wentz. Just let it ride.
I like the dude. Like I like Carson here.
Man.
I didn't want him to go.
Doesn't bother me.
So like my point is I can't defend that anymore.
Yeah.
Like
I feel
I was always a 2-5 defender after things transpired in the playoffs and the postseason. It's undefendable. There's nothing I can really say anymore to argue for him. Same thing here. And again, this isn't about today, it's tomorrow. We'll talk more about it tomorrow morning. Just don't do that, bro. And don't lose that game.
I know it's not a ton of pressure, right? Like it's the Jaguars. I get it. Like just go in there and do what you have to do. But at the same time, it's like there is a ton of pressure because all of these teams are looking at this game like, please, Jacksonville, please beat the Colts because a bunch of these teams, playoff lives depend on that game and depend on the Colts losing to the Jags. There should be no way in hell, man. I mean, there just should be no way in hell. But as you said, we'll get into that tomorrow. Um, let's start with this Chiefs and Broncos game. We can start here today. We're just going to spend a quick moment on this game because there's once again, it's hard to predict exactly how these games are going to play out, what the intentions are. Because like we said, the Chiefs, they still do, have a chance at the 1 seed, but you got to think in your head, what is the probability of the Titans losing to Houston?
Right.
But I guess on the other side, it's if you're the Chiefs and you win this game today, then you force the Titans to play their starters. So I guess that's why you would do it.
100%. Because there's a chance.
Yeah.
It's looking glim, like you just said, because Tennessee gets to face Houston. But you now, you put the ball in their court tomorrow.
Right.
You allow them to have to win to clinch that number 1 seed. Don't, sit Mahomes and whatever today and, just lose this game and Tennessee doesn't have to do anything tomorrow. It's in Houston. Davis Mills and Rex Burkhead have shocked me before.
Yeah.
So who the hell knows what could happen? But yeah, obviously this Chiefs game, that's the one thing you can look at for this game, Scotty, is the fact that it's important to them because they can still fight for that number 1 seed. And that's going to be very important for them. Like to get that first round bye and to have home field throughout, that would be huge for Kansas City to not have to go to Tennessee at any point of this playoff run if they had the opportunity to. So yeah, it's important for that reason. Outside of that, if we're going to talk like game details, I don't see any way, shape, or form that the Chiefs lose this game.
No.
At all. Denver's cooked. I believe Drew Lock's still starting, correct?
Yes, he will get his 3rd consecutive start.
Yeah. Well, Drew Lock's probably going to toss a couple to the opponent. I'm going to say he throws 2 picks today.
Yeah, he'll be under pressure.
I like the Chiefs in this game. I like the Chiefs big in this game. I don't even know what the line is. It's 11 right now. I'd say the Chiefs probably cover that. Yeah. Now, and what you do if you're Kansas City is, you bury them early. You put them away early, and then you can rest Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill in the second half because you won't really need them. But yeah, outside of that, I don't have much to go on for this one.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Chiefs, you're coming out of that loss against Cincinnati last week. It was one of those down to the wire games.
That was maybe the game of the year, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually sad we didn't get to recap that game.
Yeah.
But, Joe Burrow out there out-dueling Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day. And once again, just throwing he's like running an air raid offense right now. And I mean,
I'll get my jab in here now. Remember when people told me Joe Burrow wasn't better than Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. Was that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Was that before the season or was that like during the beginning? Because
early in the year when we were having those talks about Lamar and how I don't think he's probably top 10 quarterback.
So then there's no excuse then, because I was going to say maybe, if you think he's going to be worse coming out of the injury, that's the only way I would say.
Nah.
Burrow's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson, period. I mean, that's not even an insult at this point. Like Burrow is a top 5 quarterback going forward as far as, age. I'm measuring it.
He's so good, dude.
So
it is. Hold on. Let's plug that real quick since we're talking about the Chiefs. Like we didn't get to recap this game and it was a hell of a game, high scoring, exciting, the major comeback. But Jamar Chase, dude.
He's different, man.
Oh my goodness.
How's that even possible, man?
Dude, I don't know. I have in my fantasy league that it was already over, but the one fantasy league I'm in is a distance league. So the longer the touchdown, the higher the points.
Oh my God.
Jamar Chase had 92 fantasy points.
Oh my God. He had like 60 in regular leagues, right?
I think
like
so.
50 or 60. Yeah. So, I mean, he was winning people championships. Which, while we're talking about fantasy championships, ESPN, I know that you can change the settings for the playoffs, and it's definitely my fault in some of the leagues that I'm in as far as, making sure the playoffs aren't in the week 18 slot.
Oh yeah.
But like ESPN defaults the playoffs in the week 17 and 18 slots. They did it in the DSM league too, I think.
And we
It's
didn't
just,
recognize, we didn't pay attention.
yeah, we didn't. I didn't pay attention either because I just don't understand why anybody would do that. But definitely has created some awkward championships this week. But I just wanted to point that out. That just seems so dumb to me why that would be the default option. But I guess I should, talk to myself about not getting my settings together. But
let me talk to the commissioner.
Right.
Oh, wait.
Talk to the commissioner.
That's me.
Right. So no. But yeah, I'm with you on the Chiefs. They beat the Broncos 12 times in a row, apparently. So why stop now?
Dude, Drew Lock stinks.
Yeah, Drew Lock is terrible. Dude, if you're the Broncos, are you trying to like spoil? Like, do you have a care in the world about this game? Or are you trying to spoil the 1 seed for the Chiefs? Like,
probably. I mean, if you're a competitor, yeah, it's a division rival. It's in Denver, I believe, too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the last game of the season for you. Like, you're gonna want to compete, but in the back of your mind, like, that's my point. Like, that's why if the Chiefs can take your heart early, all that adrenaline, all that hype, all that care in the world is only gonna last, until the Chiefs put them to bed.
Yeah.
So
100%.
if Denver's going to come in, want to play spoiler, they're hyped, last game of the season. Oh my God, it's 17-0. They don't care anymore.
Fuck this.
Game over.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to pack it in.
They all start taking their pads off and their shirt.
Yeah. Do some jumping jacks in the end zone.
Oh my goodness, we can't talk about that again.
No.
But yeah, I'm with you with the Broncos. I think the Chiefs take care of business. One thing for the Broncos, if they do want to play any type of spoiler, you don't even have to per se win. Just hang around, force them to play their starters longer, and that's ultimately a win for you in a sense. But yeah, I have the Chiefs winning that game. I think they cover as well. Moving on, I think before we get into the Eagles Cowboys, I think we can finish with that. Just dive into our top 5 power rankings updated one more time this season.
Yeah.
Final power rankings of the
This
season.
is a big one, dude, because this is kind of us saying who we think the top basically, right? This would be our favorites to win the Super Bowl at this point, right? Like, if it's a top 5 power ranking heading into the postseason, it's who do you think the 5 best teams are in the league, and in that order, you think they could win a championship?
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would say, my number 5. I may switch my number 5 out in that case if we're going.
You want to go 5-1?
Yeah, let's go 5-1.
All right, number 5. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was going to knock them out of the top 5 because of everything that's going on, the injuries to Godwin and Fournette and some of their defense. And then obviously now the AB situation, and Gronk's always banged up, but I'm not going to disrespect the GOAT like that. Especially since the Eagles could possibly see them in the first round. No bad juju on my part. They're still a top 5 team. They have a chance to win the Super Bowl with the GOAT. I have the Tampa Bay Bucs at number 5.
Got you. So I am going to alter mine a little bit just because we're thinking more in terms of the Super Bowl.
That makes sense, right? Like that.
Yeah, no, it makes a ton of sense. I do agree. That's why I'm going to change it. I did have the Tennessee Titans just because they've withheld that, at the top of the AFC all season. I do think their luck runs out in the playoffs, but if they get Derrick Henry back, that may change things a little bit. What? No, you know what? No, I'm staying with the Titans at number 5. I'm actually going to stay there. Their defense has played really well. I was considering, I'll be honest with you, I don't trust some of these teams down below them either. Why not go with the Titans, who have stayed strong without Derrick Henry? I'm sticking with the Titans at number 5. Get Derrick Henry back, and it gets scary, I think.
Respect. All right. At number 4, I got the LA Rams. I know they've had some ups and downs in the latter part of the season. I know Matthew Stafford has given the ball to the other team quite too many times early in games. Dude's fourth quarter numbers are unbelievable. Like, as much as people want to talk about his, bad play in the first half of games, you need to talk about how he's finishing games as well. And he's been unbelievable. They were down and out to a beat up Ravens team, and he led that comeback last week. They went all in. And when you go all in, especially later in the season around the trade deadline, it's hard to just put things together no matter how much talent's on that roster right away. OBJ's finally making big plays.
Yeah.
Von Miller makes a big play. Cooper Kupp might be the best wide receiver in football this year. Obviously, the Stafford and McVay connection. Jalen Ramsey. This team is loaded. Aaron Donald, right? I know they've struggled, and they've kind of become people are calling frauds, blah blah blah. The Rams are not a team, me being an Eagles fan, that I want to see. Like, I know this sounds crazy. I don't want to see Tom Brady in the first round. I'd rather play that Bucs team in the first round than the Rams. I think the Rams would be one of those teams that puts the Eagles to bed real quick. So I think they're high powered. They have a good defense, and they had the playmakers that can step up in a big moment. I'm going to go with the Rams at 4.
And that's something we can talk about once we get to that Eagles game, of course, just about, some of the potential matchups for the Eagles. Because I won't lie to you. I think Tom Brady he might be at the end of my list as far as who I want to play, but we'll talk about that.
100%. Like, I don't want to play the GOAT. But if you can do certain things, like obviously if you sit back there all day, if he can sit back there all day, Tom's going to pick you apart, whether it's Perryman, Ronald Jones, Scotty Miller. It doesn't matter who's on the field with him. He's going to pick you apart, right? But the Rams, like, I don't think the Bucs would put the Eagles to bed in the first half. If the Eagles start slow and the Rams connect out of the jump, it's 14-0 really quick, and I don't think the Eagles would be high powered enough to come back from that.
Yeah, I definitely could see it. The Cooper Kupp part is what scares me. Is he's like an automatic first down, and that's kind of what the issue is for me.
Just imagine it, like any 3rd and 4, any 3rd and 5.
Automatic.
Eagles got to get off the field. Come on, this is a stop we need.
And if not
Kupp on a slant,
Cooper
Kupp
OBJ,
on an out route. Yeah, exactly.
Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee down the line, and apparently they could potentially get Cam Akers back. It's like very low chance, but they do have a chance. I have the Rams at number 4 as well. Just to be frank, they're 12-4. Obviously they got to take care of business against San Fran, which that's a very interesting game.
It is. We'll talk about that shit tomorrow, bro. Because
for sure.
The Rams struggle to beat the Niners.
On the line in that game too. We talk about the Cardinals who can potentially get up there, but we'll definitely get into that tomorrow. As far as your point on Matthew Stafford, I agree to a sense. I think that, like, in my best judgment, I think Matthew Stafford's going to ball out in the playoffs. My reason for thinking that way is because, like you said, in the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford under pressure plays his best football. And in my mind, once you get to the playoffs, the entire game is the fourth quarter. It's your last game. Every game is your last game if you don't win that game. So every quarter in that playoff game, in that playoff matchup, is going to be a fourth quarter. You need to play your best football, and it's all on the line. And I think Matthew Stafford is one of those quarterbacks, when he's under that pressure, that's when you see him play his best football. And, that's what the playoffs is all about. So I'm with you on Matthew Stafford. The opposite end will say, oh, where's his playoff experience? Look how he, has struggled with interceptions. I think he has 15 on the season. I get that. He definitely has to be conscious with the ball. He cannot make careless turnovers. Because you talk about, if the Eagles did play the Rams, that would be one of our talking points, right? Like, get pressure on Stafford, force him to commit turnovers, and that is the way you can win.
Gannon's not aggressive enough to take on Brady.
Yeah.
100% true.
Yeah.
Gannon's not aggressive enough at the moment in our minds to take on any quarterback in the NFC in the playoffs. Now I got to look at the weapons, right?
Yeah.
That's where Tampa, again, I know what Tom's going to do with time, no matter, he's going to shred them. But I think the Rams would shred the Eagles with time way earlier in the game than Brady would. Like, I don't see the Bucs going up 21-3 early. I can see the Rams going up 17-0, 21-3 early against the Eagles.
Just think about all the motion that they run before the snap.
And that's what the Eagles struggle with the most.
Yeah, that's what they struggle with the most. So I definitely feel you on there. They would, Rams, Tampa Bay, they're right there on that list. But number 3, who's number 3 for you?
I got the Kansas City Chiefs. This was a 2-3 kind of team. I didn't know where I wanted to put them here. Obviously the loss to Cincinnati last week. I just decided they still do show some holes at this point, even though they're might still be the hottest team in all the National Football League. I think it's more so of who I have above them rather than saying that the Chiefs are number 3. I think it's just my explanation for the next one.
Got you. Number 3, I got Tampa Bay. So I have the GOAT there, right there at number 3. I still have faith in the Buccaneers. I know they got a ton of drama going on. I know the AB situation was just nuts. Mixed with the injuries, Fournette, Godwin down the line, they're just real beat up. But all that does is make for a better storyline for Tom Brady to win another ring. Like in my mind, what else does he need at this point in his career other than more motivation?
You said it the best. It's WWE. Let's add another storyline in here. Let's add another wrinkle.
He lives for that.
Accomplishments.
He lives for that.
Dude, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I literally quote tweeted. You saw how AB was on the Full Send podcast.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was on the Full Send podcast, and he had some quotes that were put out. And I tweeted and said, we need to stop giving this clown attention. Like, stop paying him any mind, and he'll just go away. Right here, I am talking about him, so of course I can't listen to myself because he's that crazy. But when his one quote on the podcast was, Tom can't win by himself. Tom can't do it on his own. What in the blue hell are you talking about? That's quite literally what Tom has done his entire career. Now, I know he said it for a reason. People are going to talk about it. Here I am talking about it, right? But, oh, my God, dude. Stop giving this dude a platform. Stop giving him a voice.
more what do they call it? Bulletin board material for Tom Brady.
Hold on. I know I have the quote here somewhere. Here it is.
He's nuts, man.
Brady can't do shit by himself, but you guys are going to make it seem like he's just this heroic guy.
Okay.
Brady can't do shit by himself.
We'll see, right? Like, what is wrong with this dude? After the TikTok girl or the Instagram girl,
the OnlyFans girl.
Yeah, is that what it was? OnlyFans. Yeah,
Instagram, OnlyFans, whatever.
I'm done.
Yeah. He said, Tom Brady's my friend. Why? Because I'm good at football and he needs me to play football.
Wow.
And he also had the comments about it. I'm supposed to be his boy, but Gronk's his boy. And Gronk, what, dude? Oh, man. Whatever. Keep going. Where are we at? You have the Bucs number 3.
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2. Scotty, I got to admit, man, it's a team that I've struggled to buy into all year. And hearing you struggle to even put them at 5, a little disrespectful, bro. I got Tennessee at 2. Here's why. With all their injuries throughout the year, losing Derrick Henry, right? Obviously, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones have been beaten to hell all year long, right? Off and on the field. And that defense, do you trust them? Do you not trust them? They've beaten high-quality opponents all year long, and they've held on to the number 1 seed in the AFC to this point. And they're getting the king back. To what extent? How healthy is he? I don't know. But 60% of Derrick Henry is better than the alternate, right?
Yeah.
So you held on to the number 1 seed. A.J. Brown's just starting to get healthy again. Julio's back on the field. And the King's making his return. This team can be scary in the playoffs. Now, do I trust Ryan Tannehill to lead this team to a championship? That's TBD, but I think the formula is there. It's all going to be on his shoulders this year, this postseason, to make that run.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation because, it has been kind of a disrespectful all-around season to the Titans in a sense because they've done nothing but prove people wrong and keep winning.
And I sit here and like I said, and I just think nah, man, the Titans, nah.
It's the Ryan Tannehill thing for me that I think I can't
feel
get
that.
over. It's like we've seen this movie before last year in the playoffs. And now we're talking about Derrick Henry that might be beat up as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I don't want to doubt them too hard. I think you're right. Contemplating them as a top 5, I was being a little disrespectful.
Nah,
but I did let King Henry coming back. I did let that slip my mind, so it did weigh in on it. But no, it does get interesting because I guess my thing is, the Titans, if they can get the bye week to start out, they'll play the lowest seed that ends up winning out of the wild card.
Right.
Which right now it would be Chiefs and Chargers, Bengals and Colts, and Bills and Pats. So it's hard to say who would win any of those.
Could they get Indy, bro? Could you imagine Carson 0-2, two biggest games of the year? He blew up in.
That's a way that they could get there, though.
You get a third chance.
That's a way the Titans could get to the AFC or the Super Bowl as well. So that would be a route. It's just when you talk about them, if they match up with like a Buffalo. I don't know if they got the Pats. They could beat the Pats for sure. The Chargers. I don't think the Chargers will beat the Chiefs, but yeah, that's when I'm looking at the top tier quarterbacks. So I'm with you. They could definitely get to even the AFC Championship pretty smoothly with that 1 seed. Because the Chiefs and the Bengals are the teams that I would be worried about. The Bills, maybe.
I hope you're bundled up, brother, because
yeah, man,
it's cold out there. It is going to be cold out there. But Scotty, quit shameless plug here. If you are subscribed to DSM Media, hope you've seen our latest post because we are doing a major Eagles playoff giveaway. Should I pull it up really quick, Scott?
Yeah.
Before we finish it up. So this is, what was this? This is Twitter. So here's all of our giveaways right here. If you want to follow us on TikTok, comment #DoSomethingMajor and like the video we have up, you have a chance to win a Devontae Smith jersey and a Devontae Smith framed picture. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, like a video, and comment #DoSomethingMajor on any video and be entered for a chance to win a 2021 Eagles playoff t-shirt. And then, of course, you can follow us on Twitter @DSM_media. Quote tweet or comment on our pinned tweet about the giveaway, #DoSomethingMajor, and retweet that post for a chance to win a Randall Cunningham, Mitchell and Ness tie-dye t-shirt or a Mitchell and Ness, Brian Dawkins tie-dye t-shirt. Why not? But enjoy the game and enjoy the game. Sure. I'm with you. I want no part of the Packers in round 2. So we'll see. And JC, what's going on, my man? How you feeling about tonight? But Scotty, to wrap up this power ranking here, I wonder who's number 1.
So he doesn't want any. I mean, there ain't no way around it. If the Eagles go to the second round, they'll play the Packers.
Well, no, because they could technically get the 6th seed still.
So if the 7th seed,
if the Eagles win,
the 7th
and the
seed
Niners lose tomorrow, Eagles bump up to 6, and then if the 7th seed won in round 1,
okay,
they could play the Packers.
I mean, I guess it's as good as chance as the Eagles win in the first round. I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. And what's up, JC? You ready for the Minshew? Yeah, man. I'm off the Minshew. Like I was never on the Minshew over Hurts train.
No, I don't think
anyways.
No level-headed person
tonight, though. I want to see if Minshew can pull out something crazy against the Dallas Cowboys. You never fucking know, man.
Here's what I'll say about this.
About that a little, though.
I think that portion of the fan base that start Minshew over Hurts, I think that's kind of dwindled down to probably like a 2% factor. I think any level-headed Eagles fan, any rational Eagles fan, with the play that Jalen Hurts has put out there over the last 3 weeks to lead this team to the playoffs the way he has and to show the improvements with his arm the way he has, I think he's kind of put that conversation to bed for rational Eagles fans. Obviously, there's still going to be the little minority that, if Minshew wins tonight,
for sure,
he's somehow the guy. But Scotty, at number 1.
I haven't even given number 2 yet.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm coming off the Titans.
I'll do it real quick. I got Kansas City.
No, you're good.
Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, even though they lost to the Bengals, gives them a little bit more fire to go into the playoffs with. I think they get on track in the playoffs. And I do have them at number 2, but I think we're going to agree on number 1.
Yeah, I wonder who it is.
The dirty Green Bay Packers.
Discount double check himself. The MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. They are my favorite to win the Super Bowl as of right now. Listen, I know he's come up short in the postseason many times. He's made some big plays, some memorable plays. Obviously against the Dallas Cowboys on multiple occasions. So as an Eagles fan, that those memories stay in your head. He has won a Super Bowl, But Aaron Rodgers has come up short on multiple occasions in the playoffs after great seasons. So we'll see. Home field in Lambeau again. That's nice for them. No one wants to travel to Lambeau in effing January. But as of right now, dude, he is on a level like Scotty. You know how Joel Embiid was the MVP, an MVP candidate last year, and he's dominating. So our conversation is, is he better? Is he even better now than he was in an MVP season last year? Is Aaron Rodgers playing better right now than he even did last year? Because he might be.
It's a possibility for sure. His numbers last year were pretty amazing, so it's hard to say. But as far as like the competition that they've gone up against, him playing with an injured toe, all the COVID protocols, guys in and out each week, I think that all has to be counted in. And Aaron Rodgers has taken them straight to the top. They're the only team left in the NFL with only 3 losses. So,
this dude makes
their defense
throws.
Played decently. That's something to throw in as well. They're not an over the top defense, but they do enough to win.
This dude is making throws I've never seen before, like with minimal effort, like just flick of the wrist. Drop back, bounce, flick of the wrist. 38 yards down the sideline, Devontae Adams over the shoulder, over a defender, boom, toe tap, first down. He just waves his offensive line on. Come on. 2 plays later, touchdown strike. Like, he's un-effing believable to watch, dude.
Yeah, 100%. Week in and week out, right? He's the same every week. You know what you're going to get from Aaron Rodgers, and can't say enough. We'll take a look at them tomorrow. Of course, I don't think they should be playing for anything. I did see Aaron Rodgers.
No, they lost up to 1 seed, right?
I did see Aaron Rodgers say he doesn't want to take like 3 weeks off. So
that is true. That because they are going to
I don't know. Maybe they'll play
like a quarter or half
like that. Who knows?
Then you risk like that toe, dude. Like,
I know it's not.
Why would you not want to get that toe? Hopefully, as close to 100% as you could.
Yeah. I don't see that. So, that solves the power rankings, the final power rankings of the season, week 18. You got our top 5 Super Bowl contenders down the line here. These are the teams that have done it all season. You talk about I know you mentioned with the Rams, people calling them frauds. Every single one of these teams have had a disappointing loss mixed into this season.
100%.
So it's important to note any given Sunday once you get to the playoffs. As everybody knows, as an NFL fan, you never know what's going to happen. To end the show here, let's definitely talk some Eagles, some Cowboys. As we mentioned earlier in the show, don't have much of a clue of who's going to play.
No.
My guess, so obviously we got Minshew, who's going to play, and I know that was reported by Mike Garofalo on NFL Network. And obviously, Kenneth Gainwell, he should start at running back, I would imagine, with Boston Scott on COVID. Well, those guys got off today. I'm pretty sure I saw that all those guys got off before the game, but they still may not play.
I don't know. I haven't seen.
I did see they had like 12 guys on. I know Jason Kelce was activated.
He cleared yesterday, right?
I think they're gonna start him just to make sure he gets that consecutive start. Then
just for a play. Just get him out there, snap the ball, boom, back on the bench.
Exactly. Although, one thing I'm interested in, and it's this guy right here on the screen, Devontae Smith. He is 37 yards away from breaking that franchise rookie receiving yards record set by Deshaun Jackson. I'm interested to see because he was a guy that came out this week and said, right here, you can read it. I feel like I need to be out there. I feel like the whole team needs to be out there. Just a momentum thing. And as you can see, he's 37 yards shy of the 921 receiving yards there. How do you feel about that? Would you put Devontae out there? Like, how do you do it? Like, if he doesn't get it in the first quarter, do you pull him? You know what I mean? How would you do that? Would you play him at all? Because he's had that banged up elbow. We've seen he is, they've talked about his size before, although it hasn't seemed to affect him this season. What would you do in this case, Dylan?
No, you sit everybody. I'd much rather head into the postseason 100% or as close to 100% healthy as you could possibly be, rather than, momentum, effing trying to move up to the 6th seed, moving up 1 spot in the wild card. Like, I'm good, get healthy. Like, he's a competitor. They're all competitors. I know they want to play. It's a division rival. Dallas is battling COVID. Now, is Dak, I'm sure Dak's going to play because they can slide anywhere from 2 to 4. So if you're Dallas, obviously you still want to get that 2 seed. They're going to go full steam ahead. I'm good, dude. Like I said, it's not like the Eagles are, they could beat Dallas and something happens tomorrow and they could win the division. There's none of that. I would have loved to have seen Devontae Smith break that record, but I'm going to put team health and success and the playoffs over Devontae Smith getting 37 or 38 receiving yards tonight. I'm not risking it, he plays one quarter and try to, get it. No, I'm good because God forbid, something happens to that elbow or he takes a hard hit or, whatever can happen, tweak an ankle, a hamstring. No, if it happens in the playoffs, damn, it happened in the playoffs, but I'm not risking it in a meaningless game in week 18. I'm good. Rest everybody. This game literally means nothing to me.
Yeah, I probably would do the same, although I don't think Nick Sirianni is. I think he is going to try to get him that record early in the game with a few like pre-designed plays for him. I do honestly see them trying, but I'm with you. I would probably sit him as well. Obviously, he's had the elbow injury. We don't need him getting banged up. He's the number one receiver on the team. We definitely are going to need him in the playoffs. And the team, the Eagles are, somewhat banged up. We've had to win a bunch of games down the stretch here. I'm sure it's taken a lot of effort,
right.
Emotionally, it's probably been a roller coaster in that locker room as far as each and every week having to get these wins or you're not going to the next step. And they've done that. So, let's give them a mental break. This is a young team on top of that.
It's going to be cold out there tonight, brother. Put on some layers, bundle up, chill on the sideline, relax. And then guess what? A week from now, you might be on the West Coast in Cali. You might be down in Florida in Tampa.
Yeah.
There's no need to go out there and play in 20-degree weather tonight. Screw that. Enjoy it. Watch it.
And, the way the Eagles play, I mean, you can go out there and run your offense. You can run the ball, 30 times with Gainwell and whoever they pull up, Kerryon Johnson, whoever it is they pull up from the practice squad there. Just go out there and play your game. You can still play the same exact game plan if you want to.
At the end of the day, who cares? You know what I mean?
If Minshew can go out there and beat the Cowboys, I definitely would enjoy it.
No, you're right. If Dallas goes out there with Dak and they're trying and they're trying to, lock up a 2 seed and Minshew and the reserves beat them, that's hilarious. But as far as caring for, more, no, I don't have any
risking shit. No,
it would just be the cherry on top if they could beat the Cowboys this weekend, and that's 10 wins as well. That's another accomplishment. Yeah. But I'm not. You try to do that with the backups.
Yeah,
forget Jalen Hurts. Nope, rest that ankle, bro. Devontae Smith, rest up. Jordan Howard, obviously Boston Scott if he's off the COVID list. All the offensive line outside of Kelsey taking one snap, rest up. Fletch, Slay. Rest up. I'm good, dude.
The competitor in me wants Gardner Minshew to go out there and play as well, but the cautious and understanding side of me, understanding what this team needs, honestly wouldn't even play Gardner Minshew tonight. I'll be totally honest with you. I think your backup quarterback is going to be really important, and it's not to say that he's going to potentially play over Hurt. I'm not saying that at all. So just to make that clear. I'm just saying, Hurts is coming off a high ankle sprain.
Right, but God forbid, knock on wood, something happens in the playoffs.
He gets beat up. I would like to have Gardner Minshew there as insurance.
Right.
So, maybe a half, give him some run out there against, live competition. I'd bring in the third string to end the game there in the second half as well.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Who is our third string quarterback?
I saw somebody named Ryan Stinnett, and I apologize. He was because I am taking a wild guess there. I saw Ryan Stinnett on a tweet.
I'm long past the days of Clayton Thorson and Nate Sudfeld. I don't know who it is now.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. So don't put a gun to my head.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this comment here? So JC thinks the backups can beat the Cowboys. What is the realistic possibility of that, Dylan? No.
Well, the answer is no, but there's going to be a lot of backups for Dallas in.
Right.
So they're battling COVID. Stuff. So it's a possibility now, but if Parsons and Diggs and Cooper and Lamb and Zeke, if they were all playing,
I know.
No, the Eagles backups wouldn't beat the Cowboys, but you never know with all this COVID stuff going on.
If you're the Cowboys, would you start your players? Would you start
100%.
Zeke and Coot? Like those guys have been
100%.
banged up all season.
Dude, you can slide from 2 to 4. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's
What if you lose? What if you lose one of those guys? I don't know. I guess you just got to weigh it out at the end of the day.
That's a big difference, Scotty, because if they slide from 2 to 4, you could possibly be looking at 1 home playoff game compared to 2.
That's true.
You're chilling until possibly the NFC Championship if Green Bay stays there, and you just got to go to Green Bay.
That's
one
true.
time. Like that's a big difference to me from 2 to 3 to 4.
Yeah, and I know they want to.
It also think about it. It also depends who you play, right? So if you finish up at 2, you can play the Eagles at home, or if you slide to 4, you could host the Cardinals or Rams. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure. And they are looking to sweep the NFC East, which once again is more of a reason for me to want Minshew to go out there and just torch the Cowboys
it would be
tonight.
hilarious.
It would be absolutely hilarious to watch that happen. I don't know how much faith we can put in that, but JC's confident. He says it's going to happen. So who knows? Maybe the Cowboys come up in the cold link and they freeze to death. Who knows?
Maybe.
You never know. These Cowboys, they have been known.
Dak don't like coming here this time of year, bro.
Yeah, man. Might hit his hand off a helmet or something. You never know what will happen. The last thing I wanted to touch on, and this is kind of beside the. Well, I shouldn't say the last thing. We do want to just talk a little bit about who the Eagles could play next week. But the one more thing I wanted to touch on before that, just some comments from Jalen Reagor, which I thought it showed a little bit of maturity by Jalen Reagor, who has been semi-volatile to fan reaction in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could say that. But recently he was asked about the boos, and he said that he thought it was funny. He got advice from Derek Barnett of all people.
That's the issue here. That's where the issue lies here. Listen, just looking down this quote, and I did see this quote before. It's good. Like I do agree with you. It shows a level of maturity for both of them.
Yeah,
and it is true. To embrace it, work hard, get better, just try.
Right. We want the best
it shows
for
that
you.
you're paying attention, right? I like that, and I really like the ending. It's like saying that once a coach stops yelling at you and stops coaching you, then you should be worried because then that coach doesn't care anymore, right?
Right.
So the advice is great. The fact that it came from Derek Barnett, I don't know.
Like, of
course,
career path.
Of course, Derek Barnett's the one giving that advice. But
please, Reagor, do not follow Barnett's career path. That's a piece of advice I'll give to you.
Dude, you mean the next coming to Reggie White?
Sad that I think I whether I was trolling or not at the time, I think I might have said that at the time too. And I know
a lot of people were. It's just the similarities. It was the similarities in their game. It was the Tennessee. He broke his sack record, right? Did he wear? No, he didn't wear the same number, but whatever.
I don't think so, yeah.
They were trying to compare it. Obviously playing for the Eagles now. Yeah. No. No.
Didn't happen.
To quote Nick Sirianni, it's always him.
It's always him, and
he's been better. He has been better down the stretch of this season.
I haven't noticed him outside
exactly,
of him making plays, right?
Which is not a good thing because that is a former first-round draft pick that you were hoping to be a dominant edge rusher, and if you don't even notice he's on the field, that's a horrible first-round draft pick.
Right.
However, where we were months ago of it's always him, dumbass penalty after dumbass penalty, roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, all sides on a third down, right? All sides on a fourth down, right? That stopped. So you give and you take with him. His career with the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't know when that contract ends. It might end this year. I don't see him being an Eagle after this contract expires.
Yeah, hopefully not. Honestly, he's just made a ton of
great advice, though. I mean, maybe he could be a good coach. Definitely. Maybe he could be a better coach.
Definitely great advice. And for Reagor, just to kind of talk about him as well, because it's funny that they got grouped in that comment situation together because they are actually so similar in career path as where, just like you said with Derek Barnett now, he was a detractor for most of the early part of the season.
Reagor's kind of stopped being a detractor.
Stopped being a detractor.
But
maybe just do their jobs now outside,
Right.
you know, outside of making like huge
Overachieving.
plays.
Yeah.
There's no huge plays or anything like that. They
to
just
qu-
do their job simply.
Yeah. With these two, like especially with Derek Barnett, like to quote Tyrone Johnson from our show the other day, when we were talking about Antonio Brown and T.O. Having a rap song. You know, he's like, and Tyrone was like, "Have you tried painting? Have you tried something else?" Same thing here. Like Derek, not the greatest football player, good advice giver. Have you tried teaching? Have you tried coaching? Maybe that's a better path for you.
Hey, who knows? You know what? I honestly think will happen though. I think he's
I
gonna.
will say,
I think he's gonna
Derek,
get some money if he does hit free agency. I do think so.
me
I think
too.
somebody will believe in
And
him.
I want to temper how much I'm on him because Derek Barnett did play a major role in the biggest play of Eagles history,
Yeah.
recovering the strip sack in the Super Bowl. So I'm grateful, bro. Same thing with Nick Foles. Like what I said about Nick Foles. Grateful as all hell to you. Love you. Your time here is up.
It's
okay.
done. It's done, and that's fine. But yes, so we have it lined up for tonight. Just wanted to talk briefly. We've already talked a good bit about the top teams in the NFC, potential matchups. Obviously, we're looking at Tampa Bay is the most likely outcome. Who's the most likely after them? Is it Dallas or LA?
The Rams, I think. I think it was, and then Dallas
and then Cardinals.
And the Cardinals. But what doesn't make sense to me isn't Dallas currently sitting at 2 or no?
No, Dallas. Let me see. No, Dallas is actually 11-5, so they're behind the Rams and the Bucks. I think Rams are sitting at 2 right now,
and they're 11-5 as well, aren't they? Oh, they
are
are
12-4.
Okay.
And the
My fault.
Cardinals are 11-5. So
okay,
if the Cardinals win their division, they'll move ahead of Dallas to get the 2 seed.
So
because they beat Dallas.
So then, yeah, I think it was the Rams too. Scotty, before we wrap up, a couple minutes here, we've already kind of hit on, Rams and Bucks if we want to play them. We can kind of just rank out of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
1 being who we want to play, 4 being no, scary. I'd say number 1, who I'd want to play the most, probably the Cardinals. That running style quarterback, like Kyler does worry me a bit. But Kyler can turn the ball over. Kyler can have off nights. Their defense isn't world beating. I think the Eagles could run the ball on them and establish the run. The Eagles have been very good on the road, regardless of who they've played. Arizona, I know they're coming off of the win against Dallas, obviously, that's why I forgot that Dallas slipped. But they've struggled at home, especially down the stretch. That offense has changed since DeAndre Hopkins has been out there, not getting him back. I'd want to play the Cardinals the most. Number 2, you're going to call me crazy, dude. I think I'd play the Bucks. I think that Dallas and the Rams' offensive potential has the potential to put the Eagles to bed in the first quarter and a half. Like Monday Night Football, Week 3 type of go to bed. Rams, same thing. The Bucks, if you don't get pressure on Brady, I know how that game's going to end. The Bucks might have the best run defense of the 4, so maybe I'm crazy for this. But the lack of weapons offensively right now and all the drama and, probably not the biggest offensive firepower of the 4 teams, I think it's them. And then I'd probably go Dallas 3 and then Rams 4. I don't want the Rams, dude.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably go Cardinals as well, just because they don't have DeAndre Hopkins. So you're talking about, obviously they still have, some decently talented receivers, Christian Kirk, AJ Green, but they're nothing that's going to be over the top. I would imagine, Darius Slay can erase one of those guys completely. So I'm looking at the Cardinals. They got 2 good running backs, sure. They've kind of relied on their run down the stretch as well. I think we could go head to head with them. I think we have just as good a chance, as winning that game. Honestly, the matchup would be kind of perfect. You talk about our defense, but our defense does have a lot of experience going against Jalen Hurts in practice. So you talk about just a similar offense that you would be playing against. So it would be interesting, but Cardinals would be first on that list. Number 2, I would definitely have the Cowboys. I know they beat us bad early in the season. I don't think we're the same team that played them early in the season either. I do wish we could have played them one more time seriously just to see what it looks like, in case I might be eating my words later. But at the end of the day, I look at the Cowboys, NFC East rival. At the end of the day, I think when you're talking about a rivalry, we could beat them. They could beat us anytime. It could be in Philly. It could be in Dallas. You never know. And with that being said, it being such a wild card, I wouldn't mind going to Dallas and really trying to spoil their playoff run. And as far as Dak, we've seen him have clunkers, man. Compared to like
No, I hear you.
Stafford.
I'm not
I think
overly
that's what
scared of Dallas like I am the Rams.
does it for me as well. And their defense relies heavily on turnover. So once again, now obviously we can't turn the ball over, and that is something that would have to be talked about. But if you do take care of the ball, run the football, control the time of possession, that's another team I think the Eagles could have a chance of beating. The Bucs, I get it. I would put the Bucs right behind the Cowboys there, all because of Tom Brady and the rushing defense. They do have one of the best rushing defense in the NFL, which I think that formula just doesn't sit well for me. The rushing defense forcing us to be one-dimensional on offense. We wouldn't be able to control the time of possession. Then you talk about Tom Brady. If we don't get any pressure on Brady, he will torch us regardless of the weapons. Number 4, I agree wholeheartedly with the Rams. I think, like I said, Cooper Kupp is like an automatic first down. And, we talk about Stafford. Eagles fans would be talking about the interceptions leading up to that game. And I guarantee you Stafford would have the best game of his career against the Eagles that week and against that Gannon defense. So I don't want any parts of that Rams offense. So I would definitely go Cardinals, Cowboys, Bucks, Rams in that order. But
yeah, I think we're very similar.
We'll see what we got. We'll see who we get.
Obviously, the storyline's there for the Cowboys, right? It's the Cowboys and Eagles. Why? Like, they beat our ass in Dallas in week 3.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the most intriguing. They've struggled offensively. Dak has laid clunkers. Maybe that happens. Maybe they score 21 in the first 9 minutes and game's over already. Maybe the Rams score 28 in the first half and game's over already. Cardinals, I think we're on the same page there. That's probably the matchup I want, even though it's the least likely to happen.
Yeah.
Bucks, like I said, there's no good answer from me. There is no, I want to play Tom Brady. I want to beat the GOAT. It's none of that. And if he has all day, I don't care who his receivers are, he's going to pick the Eagles apart. I don't think they have the firepower to put up 21 in the first quarter and bury the Eagles. I think the Eagles could find a way to stay alive in that game longer than the other two opponents in the Rams and the Cowboys. That's my only explanation for it. You just saw Brady and company struggle against the Jets. I know it's not playoff football. I know it's not in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? But it's there. You saw Brady in the wild card round last year against Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke had a chance to win that game last year, right? And that's with all those weapons. I don't know, man. I like that we agree on 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Arizona's the best one to play. I really want no part of the Rams. I know people, like you said, some people call them frauds. Stafford's going to turn the ball over.
You can make a case for any of these teams to be frauds. I mean, in reality,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
True.
You can make a case if you want to call the Rams. You can call the Bucks fraud. You know what I mean? We can make a case for every single one of these teams, including the Eagles. Obviously, we can go down the line, and because there's been so much parity in the league. Aside from the Packers, the Packers are the only team that you kind of look at what they did throughout the season, and most of their losses came, except for that Vikings loss. That was a rivalry, in division game, which I don't even call that a clunker, right? Like the Vikings were in the playoff scenario up until the end, up until last week. So that's not like a terrible loss to the Vikings in division. The other 2 losses, I believe, were the Chiefs, where they had Jordan Love, and No, they beat the Cardinals, actually. Who was their other? Oh, the Saints, week one. Okay. Where they got smacked by the Saints. Aaron Rodgers didn't have all offseason.
Right. So there was, I mean, obviously the Saints you would call a clunker, but that's week 1, everything like that. Then there was a Jordan Love loss to the Chiefs, the Vikings. So essentially 1 clunker.
Yeah. So the Packers would be the team that you can't make a case, and they obviously have the 1 seed locked up. So rightfully so. But Dylan, did you have anything else for tonight? What do we want to do? Score predictions? Is it even worth it for the Eagles Cowboys game?
No score predictions, but we can just give winners.
What's the spread
for the Eagles Cowboys? Let me see.
And do you got any parlays for me?
3. It's Cowboys minus 3.5. Parlays, absolutely the hell not. I have no idea who's playing. Therefore, you know what? Greg Ward's going to score a touchdown. Okay,
I got you.
Greg Ward, anytime touchdown.
I would say Ward and Gainwell get in the end zone.
How about Jack Stoll's going to score tonight? Okay,
hey, Tyree Jackson.
Yeah, Jay Jaw might get in the end zone. Who the hell knows? But I like the Chiefs in the 4 o'clock game. Then I like the Cowboys tonight. Sorry, Eagles fans. I don't see our reserves playing spoiler for the Cowboys tonight. As long as Dak's playing, like if it's not Dak and company, if they're sitting everyone, maybe the Eagles can pull out a win. If Dak's playing and they're trying to move up and seeding wise, Eagles aren't winning this game.
I guess my thing with it, I just wonder how long, if the Eagles were just able to hang around early, how long do the Cowboys like full on try to win this game?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do they play their starters the entire game to get that win? So that's the only thing that would, make me think, oh, there's a chance. But we'll see how it plays out. It's hard to predict this game. I'm going to go with the Cowboys just because they're the only ones that have said they're going to play their starters.
Right.
The Eagles have made it clear that they're most likely not going to play a lot of these guys, especially not for long. So definitely going to go Cowboys. Anything else before we get out of here, Dylan?
Just some housekeeping, probably, right, man?
Yeah, of course.
So Thursday, Faithful Fanatics show. Obviously, we'll be back Monday to Wednesday as well. But Thursday, ESPN's Get Ups, Paul Hembekitis, Hembo, you might know him as, will be joining the Faithful Fanatics show again to talk about this Eagles season and the Eagles playoff run coming up. And that's it show wise. Turf Talk will no longer be on Thursdays. I think with playoff season coming up, we'll be back here live at 10 a.m. tomorrow to get you ready for week 18. But outside of that, we'll be back next weekend to go over the playoff matchups.
Yeah.
And again, guys, if you're still tuning in, if you're going to watch later, check us out on Twitter at DSM_media. It's our pinned tweet for all the information
one more time
for our giveaways. Look at all that shit, Scotty.
Yeah, one more.
That's high quality shit.
And we only promote it, honestly. We want to give this stuff away. We want to make this as big as possible, get as many fans a chance as many fans as possible a chance at winning some of this great quality merchandise. And I think it's good to make clear on the Devontae Smith jersey, this isn't like a Fanatics, the screen print type of jersey that I got. This is a Stitch jersey. Am I correct?
I gotta check who makes it.
I believe you showed me the one you sent me a picture of. I may be incorrect on it. Either way, it's going to be a nice jersey, but
it's a very nice jersey. It's a legit jersey.
The black stitched Devontae Smith, but regardless, you get that in a plaque. All you have to do is go follow DSM Media on TikTok. It's at DSM Media. That's 2 M's in the middle. Make sure you get on TikTok. Give us a follow.
The video's up there.
Find a video with this graphic on it. Give it a like. Tag, do something major. We will get you entered right in to win the Devontae Smith black jersey along with the Devontae Smith framed picture. The other giveaway right on YouTube. Twitter. Oh, this is YouTube.
This is YouTube, yeah.
Getting confused there. Right here on YouTube. Eagles playoff shirt 2021. Did we expect the Eagles to get here? No, we did not. Let's celebrate it. They did it. Make sure you subscribe to DSM Media on YouTube. Comment, do something major. You can do that on any one of the videos when you first pop up. Just hit the subscribe button, comment, do something major. We will find you. We get notified off of each comment, so we will find you and make sure that we get you entered twice, 2 times. So just make sure to subscribe to DSM Media, comment, do something major, like the video, and we will get you entered twice for an Eagles 2021 playoff shirt. And then finally, we have 2 high-quality Mitchell and Ness tie-dye Eagles Legends shirts here. And that's one being Brian Dawkins, the black tie-dye. As Dylan has said, great quality as one for himself. We want to give
clean,
one to you.
They're very
clean as hell. And, of course, we have Randall Cunningham, right, the predecessor to Jalen Hurts, mobile quarterback, right? Jalen Hurts wore the jersey walking into the stadium. celebrate Randall Cunningham with this awesome tie-dye green shirt. All you got to do is follow at DSM_media on Twitter. Comment, do something major on the pinned tweet with the graphic, and make sure you retweet the post so we can share it with more Eagles fans, and we will get you entered in to win one of these 2 shirts. We will pick 2 winners for this giveaway. So just one last plug there. Make sure you're tapped into DSM Media on all social media platforms. It's free merch. It's awesome
free.
merch.
And I want to make one thing abundantly clear before we get out of here. This isn't just, like Scotty said, this isn't just like a one-time thing. We're not trying to, like, it's not subscribe, follow for one chance to win something. Yeah. All year long in 2022, we will be doing giveaways, and they're just going to get better. Will all of them be a jersey and a plaque? No, they won't. But you might see some Sixers tickets. You might see some Phillies tickets. You're going to see some Bryce Harper jerseys, Joel Embiid jerseys all year long. So you're going to want to follow us on all social media platforms because they're going to have to be on all of them as well. It's not just going to be on Twitter. It's not just going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on all social media platforms. The more you follow, the more entries you will get later on to win some of these great prizes. So little bonus there for you guys to stay with us. And of course, for all of our content, because we do have, Jesus, Scotty, what do we have? 9 or 10 shows now on DSM Media, basically 6 out of 7 days a week right now. We're trying to get back to a full 7-day-a-week schedule, multiple shows on multiple days, post-game recaps for the Eagles, Flyers, and Sixers. You can find everything on DSM Media, guys. And as well, we are also brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Guys, so if you're new to the channel, use code TURF20 at manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. That's code TURF20 for 20% off and free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com. Scotty, I think that's going to wrap it up. Anything else for you?
Just go Birds, and if you can beat Dallas, do it, but don't hurt my starters. Go
right,
Birds.
Guys, for myself, for Scotty, for DSM Media, and for the Philadelphia Eagles, have a great night.